think it's time.
Our comic starts off with 2 panels of what seem to be music videos that are playing on TV. There's a narration box on each page from whom I guess is going to be the main character. It then shows some guy with some serious moves, if I do say so myself, what looks to be mocking the songs. They call this music? Where's the pizzazz? Where's the glam? I was blindfolded, but now I'm seeing. That's freshman year creative writing class, man. In the next panel, you see a woman enter the room with a bag of garbage in her hand, saying, "Hey, Lester Bangs, can you take this out? We're getting flies out here. Besides, you can always change the channel when Nickelback comes on."
Oh, even this comic's dissing Nickelback.
Wait a minute, Lester Bangs?
Okay, this obviously isn't our main character's name, so I went ahead and Wikipedia'd Lester Bangs. I found out that he was a freelance writer of music articles in the 70s. With the kind of readers that this comic is targeting, I highly doubt that anyone is going to get that joke without having to Wikipedia it like I did. What? I didn't get it.
The last panel shows our main character holding the battery remote saying, "No, babe, the batteries are dead." So is this some sort of excuse for him to watch Nickelback anyways?
Up to you. You guys want to hear some rock and roll or you want to go home? See ya.
On the next page, we see our main character imagining some musicians that, in his opinion, are amazing. These bands today, they don't have any of the style that our bands had. Bowie, Freddie, and Queen. Even friggin' Blondie could outplay any of them.
What? Is that supposed to be Blondie?
I don't know if anyone noticed, but man, look at those hands!
Hulk! Smash!
In these next 2 panels, we then see him getting out of the chair and start to complain about how music and musical artists just don't take risks anymore, when all of a sudden he starts to hear Poker Face play on the TV.
How convenient.
The next panel, which is taking up half the page, is depicting Lady Gaga's music video, Poker Face. There is a random bubble off to the side, so you have to assume that the nameless male is saying this. That's some new one. Lady something. We then get to see a close-up of this goon's face, and as you can see, he also has a hat on that says Bowie.
Oh. Is this comic really trying to compare Lady Gaga to David Bowie? No, they couldn't be. Could they?
Next we see this woman deciding to leave this freak alone with his MTV and take out the garbage herself. I mean, if it is a woman, she should be doing all the housework anyways, right?
I kid. But for real, can someone tell me if that's a woman?
On the next page, we see a panel of what looks like a store on the corner of a street. The bubble depicts that they are talking about CDs, so I'm guessing it's a record store? Working our way over, we see our still nameless character inside the record store at the counter, talking to yet another nameless character who is standing behind the counter. "Here you are, buddy. Keep an eye on the sky. You haven't heard any of this big star music yet, not even you. Gotta love those Rhino folks." Great. I had another question, too. You have anything by this Lady Gaga person? The, record store guy, if you want to call him that.
Doesn't anyone have names in this?
So, the record store guy then goes on to say how this really doesn't seem like our main character's kind of music. So, of course, our main character saves himself the embarrassment and lies and says that it's for a niece of his. Well, now that the fucking shopkeep knows that this CDs aren't for him, he's happy to point out the direction where he might be able to find the Lady Gaga CDs. Well, now, as you can see, our dumbass character can't even come to the conclusion that, of course, a new CD would be in modern pop, right?
Everyone knows that Lady Gaga's CDs are kept in the classical music section.
We now see him walking over to the CD rack, and he picks up her CD. There are 2 girls at the other end of the rack, and they are talking amongst themselves about, well, who really cares? Nameless. Let's call him Larry. Larry then says out loud, "Yeah, it's for my niece."
Oh, hey, Larry. Were those girls even asking you? No!
Well, the next page shows Larry with several thought bubbles. What do these kids know about music? They weren't even alive when Ziggy Stardust came out. They probably think Bowie's first song was Modern Love. No, they probably only know him for that stupid little drummer boy thing they do rag out every Christmas. So, you know, blah, blah, blah. The kids are like, Lady Gaga, get your groove on, guy. And, seriously, this next panel has me confused and honestly a little disturbed. It shows Larry then sniffing. Yes, you heard me right. Sniffing the Lady Gaga CD and sweating profusely while doing it. He also has a thought bubble which is directed toward the kids. Little brats, probably go home and listen to Menudo. The next few panels are just the seasoning in the shit soup. You see him walking down the street on the cell phone. He gets sidetracked by a girl in a Lady Gaga t-shirt, and he ends up running into another woman with a Lady Gaga t-shirt. When he runs into this girl, he pretty much knocks her into the ground, and is so surprised to see that two people are wearing Lady Gaga t-shirts.
Hey Larry, do you think you're the only one in the world that likes Lady Gaga? Please, do you see me right now?
Alright, so finally we arrive at the last page of this craptastic preview comic, and we see a computer screen with YouTube up, and of course Lady Gaga's video, Paparazzi, is playing. And wait, what is that? Is that a webcam? What is this guy? Some sort of chat roulette pervert? Ugh. Alright, so then we see that Larry has sunglasses on for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Gotta use the computer. Time to put my sunglasses on. Much better. What?
Alright, well, the last panels are really nothing important, just him continuing to be creepy with his sunglasses on, watching the YouTube videos of Lady Gaga.
What I'm trying to get at, people, is... Don't get me wrong. I really wanted this to be a good comic. I am a huge Lady Gaga fan. But really, how could I think that any comic about a musician could be a good comic? I mean, just look at the Beatles comics.
Nyeh.
I mean, I don't know what they were trying to get at, but all they got across to me is that creepy old men with webcams and sunglasses on their computers like to sit and watch Lady Gaga videos on YouTube. Now, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit unfair of me to judge this without reading the whole comic, but the way that it started out, I don't even want to fucking see the rest of it. But hey, the words in Lady Gaga, let's just dance.